Hey everybody, it's been a while and welcome back to the channel. Um, we're continuing with the Civ spotlights and we're already in the upper B tier of Hera's tier list from, a while ago. I hope it's still valid even though there have been some changes to the Civs and now we're with Lithuanians. Lithuanians actually have been changed, but well, let's stick to this order anyways. So let's first of all take a brief look at the tech tree. I don't think I have to point out all the basics about them, but more or less, like I usually do, just go through the ages and make for a, just making up a very nice game plan for them, so to speak. So first of all, in Dark Age, they have a pretty sick eco bonus, and it's very straightforward. It's 100 food extra, which means I can queue 2 villages more than a usual civ, which means I'm less likely to have idle TC time, because no matter what happens with my sheep or with my boar or whatever, I just have a couple more food in the bank, so I won't need a force drop as much, and it just makes for a very smooth Dark Age. And it also opens up the opportunity to make militia faster than usually. If I, for instance, want to go for a Dark Age rush, because I simply have these extra rests. And here is where it becomes a little bit different to what the Civ used to be in the past. It's only 100 food, it used to be 150. And now I think, how about each town center provides 100 food? Yes, if I make another town center, I'm also going to be getting 100 food. And yeah, so I think this boom will be amazing if I add TCs as opposed to simply collecting relics, which used to be the standard play for Lithuanians. Well, anyways, but let's just move through the ages and take a look at the tech tree in the ages. So a drush would technically be very possible still with Lithuanians, and also faster than with the generic Civ. But a drush doesn't really belong to my repertoire and seems to have become significantly worse in the current meta, so I think I don't really bother with it too much. So the 3 standard options that we have are still men-at-arms, scouts, or archers. And with this Dark Age bonus of plus 100 food, I tend to lean more towards cavalry, because in general, monks Lithuanians are a very good cav civ. For instance, if I manage to play towards 2 stable knights and a monastery in Castle Age, so that I can heal up my knights and potentially pick up relics to even make them stronger, seems like a very good strategy with the Sith, and the bonus also helps me in achieving this goal. So by default, trying to open scouts with Lithuanians doesn't seem too bad, especially as I can up really fast. For instance, maybe we have to try that out in the scenario or versus the AI. If I can up not only 20 pop scouts, but maybe 19 or even 18 pop scouts, that's technically also fast enough to defend men-at-arms if they're not like super strong. So that makes the scout rush very strong against other scout rushes because of the timing and the numbers of scouts that I can have, the numbers advantage. And it also makes it pretty sick versus generic men-at-arms, because I can simply clear them up with enough scouts placed early. Spearman line and skirmishes move 10% faster. That's also amazing, because if I'm playing scouts and I'm forced into a ranged unit, I'm very likely to add skirmishers versus archers, and also pikemen versus scouts. And having the extra movement speed here definitely is helpful for a unit that I'm going to make anyways. Yeah, so far so good. So I would just have to check how fast I can move up. I can click up with this Civ. I think it should technically be possible to do like 18 pop scouts and 20 pop men-at-arms, and something like also 18 pop straight range if I want to go for that. So, for instance, if I'm playing versus a Civ which has a very strong men-at-arms rush, like Burmese, which I don't really want to fight with scouts, I'd lean towards an archer opening, and I would have to see if it works to click up with like 18 pop through that. 18 pop one range archers could be amazing in that regard. And if I'm playing versus a Civ which doesn't seem too fast or threatening, I'd go for my standard opening and try something like 18 pop scouts. And if I'm versus a Cav Civ which would have a stronger scout rush than me, for instance Mongols or something, if I can make like 20 pop man-at-arms work, that would be my go-to plan. So much for the opening, but let's try that out versus the AI. Yeah, should my game lead towards an archer play in feudal, I can definitely go for crossbow. I'm not missing anything here but Arbalester, so and I also have heavy Cav archer with Thumbring, missing Parthian tactics of course, but I think besides that I'm also fine playing Cav archers, to be honest. Yeah, just missing Parthian tactics. And yeah, should I be forced into that line, it's not even too bad. I can open crossbowmen, switch to Cav archers, so that seems valid as well. My barracks, I have Halberdian champion. Let's see. I don't have the final armor upgrade, which is bad for my champions, and also I don't have blast furnace. Oh yeah, this is the trade-off for the relics, because otherwise the paladins would be too OP. And obviously, if I can manage to, I'd definitely like to go for the Knight line, which also transfers very nicely into the Winged Hussar line, simply because all my blacksmith upgrades will also apply for them. And for siege, okay, I have bombard cannon, which is really nice, and I would mostly, for the most part, stick probably with trebuchets. Yeah, so the dream plan for this Civ would be to go for straight cavalry play, pick up relics, boom all the way, and then use cavaliers, maybe even paladins, with preferably the relic bonus, and then switch to Winged Hussar for late game, and either add halberdiers or skirmishers as a complementary unit, depending if I'm playing versus an archer Civ or versus an cavalry Civ. And yeah, both of these complementary units would definitely benefit from the 10% faster movement speed, which means I can hunt down archers easily. Not easily, but it's okay. And if something goes wrong or is just a little bit off meta, for instance, I'm playing versus Teutons and they overpower me with knights and I can't convert them, I have in the back of my mind that crossbow play into Cav archer play is definitely a plan B option for this Civ. So that's how I think about it at the moment. What I want to try to do now is to check if my opening can really be that fast. For instance, when I'm playing versus Franks, who have a technically a little bit stronger scout rush, let's try if it works to pull off a 20 pop man-at-arms. Be very interesting to see if that's even possible. So everything pretty standard for now. What I already reckon is that it's very comfortable to have enough food in the bank to cure wills no matter what. And for man-at-arms I need 4 on wood, so just 1 more on this wood line. To afford the barracks early. And then the funny thing is that I would have to switch off. That I I think after the second boar I would abbreviate the build, so to speak, to make sure it's possible. Let's click. Yeah, let's make a second house anyways. Not necessarily because I need it if I do a 20 pop click up, but just because I don't know if the 20 pop click up will actually work, and if it doesn't, I don't want to get housed. This is also for the sake of trying it out. Oh, relics, nice. Yeah, and in mid game, if possible, I would want to pick them up. So now I'm making 2 more villages only. So it is a little bit ambitious. I think I can barely afford the barracks right now. No, won't be able to afford the mining camp, which is another downside of that fast click up. So I have long distance gold miners for the time being. At least the click up did work, but let's see if the rest now works. It seems to be a little bit ambitious to go. Yeah, maybe 21 pop would have been more realistic. And this, because now see, I need the mining camp. And I actually need another lumber camp as well. And it's far from realistic to be able to build this now. Now I can make it. And I can afford this. I can't afford double bit X then now. So but technically the timing does work. Okay. Then I can also afford double bit X. The timing is definitely sick on this one. I hate these hills, by the way. Alright, so much for trying that out. So, I think it is technically possible to do a 20 pop man-at-arms rush, though it is a little bit, doesn't feel quite as smooth as I expected it to. Let's try to go for 18 pop scouts, though. Just see how that works, if I don't have to make the mining camp. Franks can go 18 pop scouts though as well, so it's not necessarily that I want to play 18 pop scouts versus Franks. Well, maybe I can still do it if I opt to stay defensively, but I guess that Franks then simply have the smoother eco and I would have to make damage, which is not ideal. So for 18 pop scouts, I think I'm only going 3 to wood. This is so convenient to have a lot of food in the bank for whatever I need. After 3 on food, I get the boar. I send the rally point close to my berries. Ooh. That was a little bit sketchy. I'm already having the vills queued for 18 pop up, so I can get loom, get the second boar, and I think I need to, as soon as I have 100 wood, make a second lumber camp. Because, well, it's going to be tough. Why did this villager just stop walking? That was not really good. Yeah, I think the last fill should open up the next lumber camp. Okay. I messed up the dark edge a little, so that was not too clean, but I think it's technically possible. And I need one more lumber as well. Here we go. And then I think I need a house and a barracks. With the next wood. Carpets, nice. Don't have enough wood for the stable anyway, so it's okay. Oh, this is bad though. Oh, come on. Let's get the house a little bit later. First wanna get the stable. Nice, that's okay, but now I do definitely need to get the house ASAP as well. Eco upgrades, not really something I can afford at the moment. Yeah, but it looks smooth enough. Like, I can have 4 scouts out, no problem. I just have to skip horse color. Maybe until I have the first ring of farms down. Yeah, fourth scout is also in the making, and I don't really seem to have food issues too much. So I can get 4 scouts out, no problem, and have constant food production. Nice, but then I would have to stop scout production if I go 18 pop. But it seems fine to me. So getting these 4 scouts out early with 18 pop and it was not really clean seems to be possible. And I think kind of the same ClickUp would apply if I go for straight range. So I can go 18, maybe if I want to be safe, 19 pop range. But that is my ideas for Lithuanians. And let's take it to the rank ladder in the next episode.